Mhm. Well, hello. How are you all doing? I'm Dean the Turkey Legster. Welcome to the first Drumsticks After Dark in about a month. Gonna say, um, I haven't been going live here on Sunday nights for a few weeks now. Um, and so I'm good. Welcome back, and it's good to be back on Sunday night. Kind of missing my opportunity and outlet to just kind of chit chat and not have a lot of a real agenda. Although I do have some things I would like to start with, and then we'll see where the time goes. You may or may not notice if you're watching this on the replay, you probably aren't realizing I am actually have updated my streaming schedule. Drumsticks After Dark. Here's this banner now at 9 o'clock Eastern. I was doing 10 o'clock Eastern. I've moved it up to 9 o'clock, at least temporarily. I don't know if this will be permanent, but this is at least temporarily, just to kind of see how it goes. Um, I may keep it at 9. I may go back to 10. I might, maybe make it 9:30. But 9 o'clock seems like a good time for me right now. So this is where I am, and this is where I'm staying. Welcome in Tina, McNeil, and Chuck. If you are watching, hello, hello. Happy Sunday. Everyone's Sunday is going well. Florida is getting a taste of not hot weather, where our highs are dipping into like let me check really quick. They are dipping into the like low 70s to the next couple of days. And then the high is going to hover right around like 80-ish after that. And then it's going to be really nice. So we're in a very nice time of year. We're well past the crazy heat of the summer. So I'm looking forward to that. I am definitely. Today was nice. I went out for a walk, as I've been doing every day, going out for a good walk out in the weather, out in the in the out. And it was nice today. Today was nice. Tomorrow will be cooler, nicer. Probably gonna go to one of the local parks here in the area. So watch Instagram during the late morning to midday. I may pop on a live there. But yeah, not hot. Very, very un-Florida like, but very refreshing. Very refreshing. So, um, to sort of get into where I've been on Sundays, I have not gone live. I have been dealing with a little bit of not to get into all the details, but I've kind of been experiencing head discomfort, headache, head, you know, stuff, just feeling not right. I've seen a few uh, folks in the medical realm, medical health care arena, trying to pinpoint exactly what's going on. I haven't found what's going on really yet. So that's looks like it's going to be a process. But so I decided I can't let the channel lay dormant while I'm doing that. Number one, for I want to go live, and I feel okay to go live. So with that, I decided to go live again. And Drumsticks After Dark. Oh, I should explain what I'm doing here. I got a tub of my fall. It's really my kind of my fall Thanksgiving. Um, Thank you, Tina. Thank you for the prayers. Um, Decorations down this afternoon. Um, in the tub of these decorations, I actually found my Christmas backgrounds. I found my other fall background that I will be using in November. So you'll be seeing that behind me in a couple of weeks. Then I realized that I've got a few Christmas things in here. So I've got a couple of Christmas backgrounds that you'll be seeing behind me in December. But one thing, and I posted this on Instagram. So if you were on my Instagram, you would have seen this, but this blanket was in there. And I love it. It's a little blanket. Of course, it's just a decoration because we don't always have cold enough weather in December to like need it for covering, but it's a fun decoration there. Snoopy and Woodstock there. Yeah. Speaking of Snoopy and everything, we're about halfway through October, and through the month of October, I've been doing the stories that count down to Halloween with a story a day. All the stories, one story each day in this book, and I've been reading them on this channel each morning at 9 o'clock, either via live stream or a recorded video. I don't anticipate having to pre-record any videos for the next week or so. So join me live if you can. If not, there will be the replay. I think the majority of my views during the series, which I kind of expected, is coming from the replays, which is fine. I understand 9 o'clock in the morning is, for a lot of people, people watching the channel, they, they might have work, school, other things, on the weekend. They may not necessarily, be able to catch it live. But anyway, I'll just mention that. Been doing that on the channel. In the description of the video is my Linktree link, and from there you can get to the playlist of the countdown series. So you can watch what you've missed, or you can catch the videos when I'm live. So I thought I've got some notes here, things I wanted to talk about tonight on tonight's stream. I know Tina's in the chat. Hope some other people pop in here. Maybe not. But I'll talk about some things. Go a little while. We'll see what all happens. I know since I haven't been live for a little while. we may need, I may need to keep kick the consistency back in to there for people to realize that I'm still going live. Yes, I'm still going live on Sundays. So what I wanted to talk about, if you didn't see, or if you did see the thumbnail, I put Ahsoka in the thumbnail. Is the series on Disney Plus that recently completed. There were 8 episodes that were broadcast or released over 7 weeks. The first 2 episodes premiered together. It was a 2-episode premiere. And anyway, I wanted to just kind of give my basic thoughts, nothing in depth or anything about Ahsoka. The series, of course, features Ahsoka, the character Ahsoka, and I did a video, a stream actually, when after the 2-episode premiere, to kind of give my initial review of the premiere, and I kind of give Ahsoka's background, kind of talk a little bit about Ahsoka's background. I had Dawn on from the Hitchhiking Bones, and we kind of shared some thoughts on the series and everything. The Hitchhiking Bones are doing a review, a full in-depth review of the series. And so go check out the Hitchhiking Bones if you're watching this and you want to kind of get a in-depth review of the Ahsoka series. The Hitchhiking Bones, Dawn and Will, are going live on Thursdays at 1 o'clock Eastern, and that is 12 noon Central. And you can find the Hitchhiking Bones on the front page of my, or the homepage of my YouTube channel under the Friends of the Turkey Legster. You'll see there the Hitchhiking Bones icon. You can get to their channel and check out the series. But anyway, Ahsoka, what did the Turkey Legster feel or think about the series? And not guaranteeing that there will be no spoilers, by the way. So I enjoyed the series, Ahsoka series, a lot. I think I'd probably give it at the end of the series, all said and done, probably give it an 8.5 out of 10. There were things in there that I personally didn't get. One of the characters, we'll call him the not Jedi, not Sith, but the master, the fallen Jedi. We'll call him the fallen Jedi, and his apprentice. I didn't really get their purpose in the story. I thought they were a little much. I thought there were maybe a few too many characters trying to, in the story. You've got Ahsoka, you had Hera, you had Sabine Wren, then you had Thrawn, you had the I didn't write down her. I forgot her name. The witch. lady in there. I just thought there were a lot of characters. There were a few too many. I thought somebody either you know, um, I thought there were just a few too many characters, things going on for the story, but I enjoyed it very much. There were we met a live action Thrawn during the series, which I thought was really cool. Um, okay, Tina. Yeah, I'm just going on if you want names and specific descriptions of these characters, go visit the Hitchhiking Bones, their series. They will tell you in-depth breakdowns of the episodes, the characters, their backgrounds, what brand of toothpaste they use. Well, okay, not that, but seriously, it's an excellent series. So anyway, the witch lady. Yeah. Anyway, the at the end of the series, I have to say I enjoyed it very much. There was one cameo, and I'm not going to say which cameo, a cameo from the classic Star Wars that just comes out of pretty much nowhere that, I'm sure nobody expected. In one of the scenes, this is during the days of the New Republic, of course, after the fall of the Empire. You've got the New Republic trying to take, rise the New Republic, trying to come back to power, and it's anyway. Not to get on a rabbit trail, but I was absolutely thrilled that we had the cameo from this character from the classic Star Wars. So it was a very nice little treat for a Star Wars fan to get in there. So anyway, I think when I was planning tonight's stream, I had a lot more thoughts that I should have written down. But I think the story that the first season of Ahsoka tells was really good. And I think my feeling of where they've left the story is that they're in a place where, if for some reason, and I do hope they continue with another season, if for some reason they don't continue, I feel like the story is in a place where it's semi-satisfying, but there's plenty of questions. There's plenty of unresolved things, questions, if you will, that need to and can and should be answered. And I'm pretty sure that they're planning on a second season. But the characters are in a spot where you can kind of leave them for now, if and comfortably come back to see their continuing story. So I'm looking forward to a second series, a second season of the series. I hope that they pull back on the characters a little bit and have it really kind of be about not too many. They had a lot of, it seemed to me like they had a lot of characters going on in the story. They just needed a couple less characters, being in the forefront of the stories, which is something I hope they kind of do in the second series. But it was still a lot of fun. So Anyway, that's kind of my thoughts on the Ahsoka season one Ahsoka. Um, the actually just yesterday I had the opportunity to watch something else on Disney Plus. Um, well, that is true, Tina, but they've already got plenty of characters for spin-offs. Not to mention, I think fans want to see more of the Mandalorian. The Mandalorian at the end, where they have the Mandalorian at the end of season 3 of the Mandalorian, the characters are in that same kind of similar spot. I feel like their story is more resolved where they are with the Mandalorian. Mando and Grogu are hanging out at their own place, but there were a couple lines that kind of alluded to that they're still going to be going off having adventures. So there's clues that Mando and Grogu aren't done with the galaxy yet. And so anyway, they've got spin-offs, backstories. I'd love to see a series that kind of deals with maybe not a specific character, but maybe like the days, some storyline that captures the years, maybe a couple decades before, or even just a couple years prior to the Phantom Menace. Where we see a younger Qui-Gon, Count Dooku, and there was the animated series, the Tales of the Jedi, that they put out, that kind of dealt with Count Dooku's backstory. But I think there's other backstory, in the Old Republic, even dealing with Palpatine or Sidious, his series. It's literally a whole galaxy of characters. I like to see Yoda, a backstory for Yoda, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens out of Star Wars. We'll just see. So anyway, so Ahsoka wrapped up a couple weeks ago. A couple of weeks ago. Yesterday, I actually watched the brand new Haunted Mansion movie that came out this year and was recently, I forget when, but was recently added to Disney Plus and is on there now. I checked out the Haunted Mansion. I'll probably give it a 7 or 8, maybe a 7.5 out of 10. And honestly, to be honest, I'd probably give it maybe an 8. Now that I think about it, I didn't really have a lot of expectations for the movie. There were some things in there. I'm vaguely familiar with some of the people in the Haunted Mansion story. I don't know a lot of the specifics of the backstory, but I kind of know a little bit of it. It had everything a Haunted Mansion movie would have, made in 2023. I think it was a nice balance of, there was a little spooky in there. It was a little quirky. There was enough kind of a comedic vibe to it so that you kind of get a little bit of humor in there, thrown in there. But there was enough, you know, it's not like super horror, if you know what I'm talking about. Um, I mean, it's ghosts. It's got yeah. I like what they did with the story. Um, the um, yeah, I didn't really that's basic and that's basically all I got to say about it. It was enjoyable. It had the spooky stuff. It had it had the hitchhiking ghosts in there. It had the Madame Leota. It had the it was, and I'll go back to what I said a minute ago. It was everything a Haunted Mansion movie would have in it, considering it was made, you know, this year or last year, whenever they made it, when they actually put it in production. It's got, I think, everything you would maybe hope to have or expect it to have. So, again, I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. Um, yeah, there's a little, I don't know if I would call it horror, kind of, that may not be the right word. It's spooky. It's got that spooky vibe. It's spooky. I mean, it's a haunted mansion. Um, I'm not into spooky stuff anyway. I'm not the hugest on Halloween. So maybe that's kind of skewing my kind of thoughts on it. But I thought it was enjoyable enough. There was, that little kind of a comedic flavor thrown in there that kind of balances out, um, you know. So anyway, that's kind of my thoughts. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if you're watching that. Um, I enjoyed it. I have to say, I enjoyed it for what it was worth. Yeah. So anyway, I would say if the preview looked interesting, I would say go ahead and watch it. Check it out. I don't think it would be a waste of anyone's time if you were interested. All right. Well, with that out of the way, um, I think tomorrow I'm probably gonna go watch the Muppets Haunted Mansion. That'd be more my speed. I really enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. But anyway, now let's break into some Disney news. Disney announced, got a few items here. Basically, there were some price increases. Let me see what this first. Oops, I gotta turn. 1 second. 1 second. I put my phone on airplane mode and I gotta wait for it to come back. Okay. So breaking news, heartbreaking news. Walt Disney World annual pass prices have increased. Can't say I'm shocked. I really can't say I'm shocked. So the prices for all 4 tiers of Walt Disney World annual passes have been increased. The new prices, as of the increase, on the Incredipass is going for $1,449. The Sorcerer Pass is now $999. The Pirate Pass is now $799. And the Pixie Dust Pass is now $439. If you are renewing these passes, the Incredipass goes for $1,229. The Sorcerer Pass renews for $849. The Pirate Pass renews for $679. And the Pixie Pass will renew for $369. So, I mean, I don't think nobody likes, besides Disney, likes the pass increase. I think it's good that they're keeping the passes available for purchase. I know that before they brought them back, they brought out the new pass system, and then for like 2 or 3 months, and then they were unavailable, except for the Pixie Dust Pass, until last. Forget when they brought it back. I think it was earlier this year or something. Anyway, the passes are still, you can still buy new ones, and people looking to upgrade, or now maybe they'll downgrade to a for certain people, the Incredipass. And here's a breakdown here. The Incredipass is the only annual pass available for all parks. Okay, yeah. For all guests. Holders of this pass must make reservations in order to attend Walt Disney World Resort parks, but no blockout dates apply, according to the official Walt Disney World website. And guests can hold 5 park reservations at a time. The Sorcerer Pass is available for eligible Disney Vacation Club members and Florida residents, and it allows guests to make up to 5 park reservations at a time. The Pirate Pass and the Pixie Dust Pass are each only available to Florida residents, and they allow guests to hold up to 4 or 3 park reservations at a time, respectively. And there are blockout dates that apply for the Sorcerer Pass, Pirate Pass, and Pixie Dust Pass. Passes offer discounts on select merchandise and dining options. Now, coming on January 9th. Yes, that's right. Out-of-state people must buy the Incredipass. Unless you are a DVC, you can buy the Sorcerer Pass. So let's see, let's go back here. The next, oh, so the next item, so the annual passes, basically that item is that the annual passes have gone up in price. Up in price. Now, if you do not have a pass, the parking let me make sure. Yeah. So anyway, parking, standard parking is included in the purchase or with an annual pass. But one piece of information that came out, another price increase is standard parking for one day only is now $30 for cars, increased from $25. So the parking has been increased also. The other item, that piece of news, I mean, this is all, I mean, the price increases are, I think, unfortunately, expected. But it's going to force people to start being choosy about what they do in the parks, what they buy. If they're having, the next item is food and beverage prices increase throughout Walt Disney World Resort. If Disney keeps putting prices up on things, people are either going to not go or go and not do a lot because it's costing more to get in. And so they're going to start, not eating as much while they're in there, maybe just not getting treats, just getting quick service, something, or they're going to come and, they're going to do less Disney days. They're going to go off property. They're going to start. This may actually be good news for the rest of Florida, not even talking about, Universal or the other theme parks. People might come to Florida and they might do a Magic Kingdom day, and maybe one other park. Or then, they might start exploring other parts of Florida, Central Florida. You never know, or they just won't come. So, and I think Disney is going to, and I've talked about this. I think I've talked about this. I know I've talked about this with with Dawn of the Hitchhiking Bones, and she said it and people have said it. A lot of people have said it. Excuse me, I got something in my eye. Okay, is that Universal's building a whole another park, right down the road, where Disney is. Compared to that, they're not doing anything. They're finishing up refurbishments and little construction, nothing major. They're really doing nothing major, compared to building a park or part of a park right now. During I think the last Drumsticks After Dark I reviewed some of the announcements that came out of D23, those weren't even like official announcements. Those were still just ideas. Disney only has ideas right now, and they don't have really doing anything. So going into 2024, as Universal opens their new park, a whole new park, and Disney still's got nothing, and they're still raising prices. People are going to, I think 2024 is going to be Disney's year of reckoning, where they really got to come back down on prices, start offering more deals, start doing more, start planning more. Something's got to change. Something's got to change. I don't know if that's a song. I'm just. So food and beverage basically gone up. Prices have gone up on annual passes, parking, and food and beverage. Several Walt Disney World tours are increasing prices. They are now, 9 tours conducted across Walt Disney World Resort have increased their prices, with 5 implementing the new structure. The new structure. Did I skip something? Okay. Actually, several tours. Let me go back to the top. Several tours offered across Walt Disney World Resort have increased their prices, and some have introduced variable pricing systems, departing from their previous static price structures. That's code for we now set it up so we can charge more whenever we want to. These changes impact tours offered at Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Disney's Animal Kingdom, and Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort. For example, Disney's Keys to the Kingdom tour at Magic Kingdom now ranges from $109 and 95 cents to $149 in price. The previous cost was $114. So it's a price range. And I'm guessing that's going to be, surge pricing, or surge pricing. Basically, let's see. The behind the scenes walking tour of the Land Pavilion is now priced from $39 to $45, up from $35. I'd like to do that tour. I should probably plan to do that in the near future before they raise it again. I think, from what I've seen, the vlogs and reviews I've seen of that tour, it's probably worth doing once. But if they raise it much higher, it probably won't be. Some other tours, like the tours at Animal Kingdom, increased their prices. The Savor the Savannah tour is now $160, $65 to $199. And before it was $174 per guest. The Wild Africa Trek now costs between $219 to $229 per guest. The previous price was $199. So those prices, those are gone up. So in the midst of all of the price increases, there has been one update that I think everyone, including myself, is rejoicing, and that is, I'm going to read this whole article. All the articles I've been referring to tonight are off of Walt Disney World News Today. All day park hopping is returning to Walt Disney World. So here's the article. All day park hopping is set to return to Walt Disney World. On January the 9th of 2024, Disney announced the news on the morning of October the 11th. So all-day park hopping will be available to any guest with a ticket that has park hopper benefits and Walt Disney World annual pass holders. It is subject to park capacity. Disney also shared that on days when theme park reservations are required for annual pass holders and certain non-dated tickets, pass holders and guests will be able to take advantage of the updates to Park Hopper access after visiting their first park. So yeah, it's not until January, and you do still need a reservation. Annual pass holders still do need a reservation. Guests with just day tickets that have Park Hopper, the Park Hopper option. So theme park reservations. So Disney also shared that on days when theme park reservations are required for, so there's certain tickets, non-dated tickets. Also, where was I? Okay. Good to Go days will also return at some point in January. These are days in which annual pass holders do not need a theme park reservation to visit a park. So it sounds like certain days they'll designate as good to go where you don't need park reservation to visit a particular park. I'm guessing it'll work kind of like, excuse me, my eyes. Okay. Sounds like, if they've got a certain, if they've got a certain park, like Animal Kingdom maybe, on a particular day that they don't have reservations, a lot of people reserving, they'll just set it as a good to go day to kind of encourage people to go. Kind of that kind of a thing. It's kind of what I feel like that's going to be for. January 9th, 2024 is also the day that theme park reservations will no longer be mandatory for select ticket types at Walt Disney World parks. The Disney dining plan will again be offered to guests staying at Walt Disney World resort hotels starting on that day as well. So this is you still do need a reservation, okay? But before you had to, currently, um, people that have park hopping, annual pass holders, people that can park hop, um, you got to wait until 2 o'clock to start hopping. And so with the change, as long as you have an annual pass or you have a ticket that has park hopping included, after you go to your first park, you don't have to wait. Now, according to the articles, I don't know if there's, a time limit. I would guess now that people will want to spend some time in their first park. I don't know if it doesn't indicate that there's an official like um, time, you know, requirement that you have to be in your first park. Um, but it's going to be a lot better. Um, they're working in the good to go days, which is a good move. I think I think it's just going to be a lot easier. I think for people to enjoy the parks, assuming you can still afford to go. Um, with the price increase, it's looking not as likely that I will personally be renewing my pass in April. Um, I guess what would move the needle for me back towards the side of renewing is if I find myself a job, and I have more of an income coming in where I can, justify renewing my pass. Because if I had the pass, I think I would go plenty of times during the year to, you know, justify paying that much. And I would just be getting the Pixie Dust Pass. Unless I get like a really good job, then I would probably might look to get the Pirate Pass, but that's unlikely. But I don't know. Again, back to Disney and not doing a lot with their parks. I do definitely want to check out the front part of Epcot. They're going to be finishing that hopefully by the end of the year. I want to check that out, see the Moana Journey of Water. So that's one visit between now and April. Um, you know, I do want a park day in Hollywood Studios. I haven't been there in a while recently. I'm still going to go a few more times and several more times, hopefully, um, before my pass runs out. But unless I get find myself a really good job or something, um, I'm leaning more and more towards not renewing. And so thank you. No, thank you, Disney. All right. Well, I have been on for almost an hour. Thank you, Tina. Let's see. Yeah, it's not until January. You still need a reservation. Yeah. And the prices are increasing more than inflation. Yeah, that's not a good trend. Yeah, behind the scenes is cool. Prices used to be a lot better. Disney is resting on their laurels, banking on its higher score. Yep. All right. Well, that does it. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up for tonight. Thank you for watching. If you're watching the replay, again, thank you, Tina, for being in here and chatting with me tonight. I'm planning to be back on next Sunday. Drumsticks After Dark. I don't know what I'll talk about. If there's more big news out of Disney, we'll talk about that. Maybe we'll play a game. I might break out a list. I know last year I made a list of people's favorite Halloween candies, favorite Halloween movies. I might bring those up again out of my Google Docs document, and we look at those, review those. Anyway, take care, and those watching the replay, let me know in the comments you are watching. I will talk to you later. Have a gobbletastic night. And remember, you are the magic.